Bosnia and Herzegovina is a truly fascinating country when it comes to its nature and culture. It's a very beautiful place to visit, perhaps even live in. With a population of Muslim majority and a history of 5 centuries under the rule of the Ottomans, Islam has a solid trace in Bosnia and Herzegovina. There are Ottoman mosques everywhere in the country. However, one place stands out really nicely due to its natural beauty and mystical qualities. This place is the Sufi Lodge in Blagaj. Situated behind a huge cliff at the mouth of River Buna, it is one of the most beautiful Islamic heritage sites in Europe. Tekke is something like a monastery for dervishes. Dervish is a term that denotes a Muslim mystic, i.e. followers of Sufism, the mystical teachings of Islam. Compared to a monastic lifestyle within Christian monasteries, the dervishes don't live in Tekke but gather there at certain times due to joint prayer and worship. The Tekke in Blagaj was an exception to the rule because it belonged to the Bektashi order, which fostered a monastic lifestyle. Dervishes have several orders and they are all different from each other. Throughout history, Tekke in Blagaj also belonged to Halveti, and today it is used by dervishes of the Naqshbandi order, Tariqat. Tekke appeared in Bosnia and Herzegovina with the arrival of Islam in the 15th century, although some were built before the arrival of the Ottomans. The word Tekke is of Persian origin, and in Bosnia and Herzegovina a derivative of that word, Tekkija, is used. Tekkijas were built at the entrance to the town or kasaba, and were often the first building built. They were built by dervishes, usually sheikhs. They also served as resting places or lodgings for intending travelers. Blagaj is a rich natural area, with varied contours, morphologically fascinating, with a pleasant Mediterranean climate of mild winters. In a relatively small area one can find both pronounced karst forms with steep slopes, Blagaj Hill, say Japan Grad, but also level or gently sloping vales and river banks. The River Buna, though short, with its outstandingly clear water of high quality, is the habitat of a great many rare and endemic species of world ranking, the soft-lipped trout, the nose carp, the marble trout. Eagles once soared above the ramparts of the Blagaj fort, emerging from the cliffs above the source. This region is specific for the diversity of its above-ground and underground hydrography. The source of the Buna is the finest example of an underground karst river, producing approximate 30 cubic meters per second, one of the largest and most beautiful in Europe. The region is also known for the diversity of its flora and a number of endemic species. At lower altitudes there are many evergreen plant and deciduous thicket species, while at higher altitudes in the hills there is sparse forest. Fertile cultivable land is suitable for the agriculture typical of the Mediterranean climate. The natural and architectural ensemble of Blagaj forms a spatially and topographically self-contained ensemble. Blagaj is one of the most valuable urban-cum-rural structures in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Blagaj Tekke complex was built after the establishment of Ottoman rule in Herzegovina, around 1520 at the latest. Blagaj Tekke is a beautiful representation of Ottoman architecture. It was built right next to the spring of the Buna River and directly underneath a cliff. The water is crystal clear and calming. The Blagaj Tekkija was damaged and rebuilt several times due to the rock and stone collapse above the source and the Tekkija itself. At the request of the Sheikh of the Tekke, Omar Pasha later ordered the first restoration of the Tekke, Turbet and Muzaffarhana in 1851. 30 years after the restoration, the Tekke was destroyed when a rock fell on it. After extensive studies in the summer of 1952, the National Institute for the Protection of Cultural Monuments began the restoration of the Turb, Mausoleum, and the Muzaffarhana to bring the Tekke to its original state as completely as possible and preserve the impression of antiquity. During the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in 1993, the building suffered minor damage, which was repaired after the end of the war. Tekkija worked actively until 1925. When her last Sheikh Sejdo Ihovi died. Since the Second World War, the work of dervishes was officially prohibited in Bosnia and Herzegovina. The collection was managed by the National Museum of Bosnia and Herzegovina until the early 1970s. From then until 1974. It was officially without someone to manage it when the Islamic community took it over again and began to use it and protect it from further deterioration. Today, the Blagaj draws thousands of visitors to its turquoise spring and ancient medieval and Ottoman-era stone structures. The Blagaj Tekke is often used as one of the go-to images when researching travel to Bosnia and Herzegovina.